Hey, shalom, shalom. Call hello, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makak Wadash. Peace and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, out here once again on the highways and hedges. All right, where I'm at right now is like a mixture of the highways and hedges. It's the main highway in and out of Montauk. Montauk is named after Gad. All right, which a lot of the locations on Long Island are named after the so-called Native Americans, which is the Israelite tribe of Gad. Okay, so I got some precepts lined up. Lord's will, we could get into it. All right, but where I'm at right now is the main. This is the main highway in and out of Montauk, which is Montauk is called the end because it's at the end of Long Island. So, I found that spiritual, and we're just gonna go into topics concerning the end. All right, Lord's will is edifying. Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start off in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. Okay, now in the NLT it says Isaiah, son of Amos, received this message concerning the destruction of Babylon. So the burden of Babylon is concerning what? The destruction of Babylon. It says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. And it's spiritual because I'm actually on a mountain right now. This is the peak. This highway goes up and it's an upward hill. And this is the peak of the mountain. It's called an overlook. You got like vast landscape views in the back. But I'm actually located on the mountain right now, but we know that mountains is talking about governments. All right. It says, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. All right, shake the hand. So shaking the hand is what? Rebuking, condemning, and declaring the prophecies. All right, exposing this place, America, for what it is, which is Babylon the Great. This is a future prophecy which is about to happen concerning the destruction of America. And when it says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, the banner is the scriptures. All right. I don't have a physical copy of the scriptures on me, but the scriptures is digital now. So we don't have to have a physical copy of the scriptures, but essentially that's lifting up the banner, is declaring the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. Okay, sanctified ones. All right, you have the angels, and we're part of those sanctified ones as well. All right, the elect, the Lord's will, we be those men. Okay, these are men that are dedicated with the angels. Okay, you have the angels, and then you have the Lord sends the angels. That's what the Holy Spirit is. The Lord sends angels to put the knowledge and wisdom and understanding in you, man. Okay, so the scriptures is coming from on high. So it says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. So who's that? You have the angels, and you also have the men that are here on earth, which are angels in men's bodies, that are going to rejoice and exalt the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai when this prophecy comes to pass, which is this place America is going to be destroyed by ICBMs, according to biblical prophecy. It says the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Okay, so the army is talking about the nuclear missiles. This army, and we could actually, I'm gonna read it one more verse, and I'm gonna go to Joel the 2nd chapter. It says, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh, and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. The weapons of his indignation. So that shows you that this army is actually talking about weaponry. Okay, so it ain't like a deep, you know, technically to the world it is a dark breakdown, but when you really read it, it's telling you what it is. You know, in the NLT, they come from distant countries, all right, because they're going to be shot from one part of the earth to the other. That's why it's called an intercontinental ballistic missile. That means it can go from one continent to another. Okay, intercontinental ballistic missile, and those missiles they're going to have multiple warheads on them. It says they come from distant countries, from beyond the farthest horizons. They are Yahweh's weapons to carry out his anger. With them, he will destroy the land. So it's telling you that army is symbolic of the missiles, of these weapons of his indignation. And that word for indignation is what? In the Hebrew here, it says Zaim, Zaim, right? Or Zaim, Zaim. And it says anger, indignation. Wow. It says, like, basically when you foaming at the mouth with rage, it says properly foam, so use perhaps, hence fierceness, anger, or indignation, especially the wrath of God as shown in the infliction of punishment. Punishment sent from God, divine, in the day of divine indignation. Woo. That's it. Rage, insolence. Right. And then it says because of the insolence of their tongue. Right. So because of the filth that they push in America, it's going to be left as a desert. It's going to be left as a wasteland. It's going to be left to all generations, man. They're going to see that this is the reward of when you enslave the Israelites, the Lord's people, and when you rebel against the Heavenly Father and His Son. See, and this is a strange thing. People look at you; they don't know what to think when they see us out here on the streets preaching, man. Okay. Ultimately, even if you didn't stop by and hear it, if you looked at us and you felt a way about it, that alone can seal you for destruction, man. That alone will seal them for destruction. But it said, reading on. So now, let's go to Joel, the 2nd chapter, matter of fact. Joel 2:1, it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Okay, the day of the Lord cometh. The day of the Lord is upon us, man. Yeah, and hey, the Apostle Ramlab just did the lesson about what's going on with the CBDC and things being pushed. That's setting the stage for what? The mark of the beast. The RFID microchip to be implemented upon the masses. And if you don't take that, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. In other words, you're going to be starved out. So we're clearly approaching that day. And as we approach that day, the Lord is going to increase our spirits, man. And he's going to bring these people low. You see? We are in the same lot of Moses when he was speaking to Pharaoh. Okay? Yeah, it says here, Exodus 7:1, it says, and Yahweh said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. Okay? Because Moses, remember, he wasn't able to speak well, so the Lord sent Aaron with him to speak with Pharaoh. So it's not the Lord said that Aaron is like his prophet, so that means that's his mouthpiece. And the prophets, we are the Lord's mouthpiece, man. We are who he sets forth to declare what's going to happen. All right, but he was a god to Pharaoh. In other words, a god has power over you, man. Okay? A judge, an angel over you, man. And we're in that same stead, chanting down Babylon, declaring the end of this place. And who's modern day Pharaoh? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Okay. Joel 3:19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. This is music to our ears, hearing these prophecies come out. I'll read it again. Egypt shall be a desolation. Where's modern Egypt? America is modern Egypt. Because that's where the Israelites were enslaved in the ancient times. So wherever Israel would be enslaved in the modern times, that would be modern day Egypt. It says, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. So now you have Egypt and Edom as being associated with each other, right? For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. You see that? So Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. Why? For the violence against the children of Judah, who was primarily enslaved here on American soil, and what you call the United States. All right. What's most known with the slavery that's most known here is the tribe of Judah, so-called American black men, woman, and child. All right. As well as all the other tribes, because it says in Jeremiah 50 and verse 33, it says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts. Oh man, I gotta read up. Woo. Jeremiah 50:29. Call together the archers against Babylon. Again, the archers, connecting that with the missiles. Okay? Because the scriptures compared it as an army. We just read in Isaiah 13. We're going to get back to that, Lord's will. And it also compares it to arrows, which an arrow and a missile is basically the same thing. There's no difference. An arrow is just associated with, more of an ancient weaponry, right? And a missile is associated with a modern weaponry, but it's the same thing. It's just a projectile shot from point A to point B. So you see the arrows and the arrows of his indignation in the scriptures, and Jeremiah talking about those arrows, you know, to us with the Holy Spirit, the Lord opened our eyes to see that it's obvious it's talking about the missiles. Okay. So reading on. Yeah, Jeremiah 50:29, again, call together the archers against Babylon. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her, for she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Right, she hath been proud. That she is talking about this whore, America. America's that great whore from the book of Revelation. Babylon, mystery Babylon. That's America, man. The so-called United States, man, the US of A. Okay? Why? Because she has been proud against the Lord. Look at the things that they push. Sodomites, alphabet mafia. That's how they set off the summer. The summer comes in, and that's supposed to be a beautiful time, a good time, a fun time. What do they come with? You gotta see a bunch of flaming moles running around telling you that they want your children. All right? So they're straight up filth, man. All right, that they're pushing on a high level. Now the push is gonna be beyond that to now introduce pedophilia. It's already happening. Drag queen story hour. They have children going to see straight up men dressed as women doing strip shows, and they have children walking the runway, and it's just a filthy, perverse spirit, man, in this place, and that's why it has been proud against the Lord. Okay, and his name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. It says, therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yahweh. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud. And that being prideful is always associated with Edom. So this Babylon, this Jeremiah 50 and 51 is actually talking about America, not ancient Babylon. Okay? So this is that most proud. This is that place that's a lofty, you know, the scriptures talk about the hosts of the high ones that are set on high, going into the elites of Edom. And this is where they rule from. Okay, this is where this is the military branches in Washington, D.C. All right, you have the you have the finance center in London, okay, the bankers, and you have their religious center where they push forth the false prophet, which is the Catholic Church, is in the Vatican. And that's where they put that spiritual, that wine gets poured out. And all of the other Christian churches, they branch off from the Catholic Church, whether they like it or not. They might say that they're different, which there is differences in doctrine, but essentially you're a branch of the same wickedness, the same false prophet. And it's all tied to that idol, Cesare Borgia, man. All right, a leprous image without any pigment of the Heavenly Father, or I should say the Son of the Heavenly Father, man. And they also depicted the Heavenly Father himself as a so-called white man. Well, it says here, going back to Joel, now I read that already, so you know what? Let's read a few more in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 50 and 32. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise them up. I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. And that's going to be the missiles, the chariot beams, the beams of Yahweh Shai and the angels, the concentrated fire, the finger of God, like the scripture says that the commandments, they were etched with the finger of God. What's that talking about? The chariot beam wrote the commandments, the law, statute, commandments in the Paleo Hebrew. Okay. And the most, I read that 33rd verse. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So that's talking about the southern kingdom, which is known as the kingdom of Judah, going into captivity along with the northern kingdom, which is the so-called Latinos and Native American tribes. Okay, so now I'm gonna read it in the NLT. Jeremiah 50 and 33. This is what Yahweh of heaven's army says. The people of Israel and Judah have been wrong. Their captors hold them and refuse to let them go. Now this is the main clue to show you that this is not talking about ancient Babylon, which is in modern day Iraq. Okay, this is the main clue. Why is that? Because if you go into the history, only the southern kingdom, the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, went into captivity under the ancient Babylonians, man. So that would mean that this Babylon that it's talking about being oppressed, the people of Israel and Judah being wrong, that would have to be a future place, because the northern kingdom tribes were already in the New World, what's known as the Americas. Okay, the people of Israel and Judah have been wronged. Their captors hold them and refuse to let them go. But the one who redeems them is strong. His name is Yahweh of heaven's armies. He will defend them and give them rest again in Israel. But for the people of Babylon, there will be no rest. You see, here it is, man. Disquiet in the KJV, it says, "He shall truly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon." When you go into that word disquiet, the word disquiet right here, right? Hold on. It says in the Hebrew, for the word disquiet, it's ragaz. And it says tremble, quake, rage, quiver, be agitated, be excited, be perturbed. perturbed. It says to quiver with any violent motion, especially anger or fear. Right, basically to tremble, to be petrified. Man. Be afraid, stand in awe, disquiet, fall out, fret, move, provoke, quake, rage, shake, tremble, trouble, be wroth. To be moved, disturbed. So they're going to be disturbed by this judgment. Okay. What did the Lord say? Men's hearts failing them, right? Yeah, Luke 21. Grab that right there. Luke 21 and verse 26. Let me read 25. This is in the NLT. And there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and stars. So you got your solar eclipses, lunar eclipses. All right, you got like when all this haze came, the sun was like a bright orange. It was looking like a bright, matter of fact, a bright red, more so. Blood moons, orange moons, all types of different signs in the heavens, planetary alignments, the chariots making appearances, right? So again, it says, and there shall be signs, there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And here on earth, the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas and strange tides. See? So all of the things that are happening are causing the people to tremble, to be afraid, to be in fear, because it's the time of judgment, the time of the end, man. When Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua brings forth that judgment. Okay? Nations in turmoil. Is that not happening? Look at France. France is on fire right now. They have riots, people going crazy because, hey, you Americans, you're simple as hell, and you let your government get away with a lot of shit and don't even really bat an eye. But over in those other countries, especially France, they know to raise hell when they feel like they're getting duped or that the government is doing some foul shit. They will raise hell. They will go to the police station and turn shit upside down, turn over cop cars, light shit on fire. They'll do that out over there, man. Okay? But it says people will be terrified at what they see coming upon the earth. For the powers in heaven will be shaken. See? And that's the powers that's ruling right now. Then everyone will see the Son of Man. Okay? Yahweh Shai. Coming on a cloud with power and great glory. So is he actually going to come on Nimbus, an actual cloud? He's going to be floating in like baby Goku? No, it's talking about an actual chariot, a spaceship. That the Lord is a gigantic spaceship that's going to cover the whole. If imagine this whole thing covered up and all you can see is the spaceship. Yeah, you can look, and as far as the eyes can see, that's all you see. You know? So it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And that's it. So now we're seeing those things. We're looking up. We're seeing chariots. We're seeing the signs. We're seeing prophecies coming to pass. So these are all signs that this man's kingdom is done for. All right. This is what's happening, man. All right. So it's a beautiful time to be in this faith. So let's get back to Isaiah. Isaiah 13 and verse 6. How ye, oh, you know what? I still got to do some more of Joel. Let's get back to Joel first. Hold that. Joel 2 and 1. I'll read it from the top again. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. That means to sound the alarm to warn the people. We are the alarm. We are the trumpet of the Lord. And sound an alarm in my holy mountain. And let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand, the day of the Lord. The day of terrible judgment. The day where America is going to be turned to an ash heap. Okay? A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. Yeah, darkness and gloom. And that's going to be when the missiles hit. It's the whole sky is going to be filled up with smoke. Okay. A great people and they strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Okay. So, hey, this is going to be the one to end. This is going to be the war to end all wars, right? The war to end all wars. That great army, all right, that's strong, like that has not been. That's talking about the missiles, man. Okay, connecting it with Isaiah 13. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. Okay. The land is as the garden of flames, so the flames are behind them. That's the missiles. They're propelled forth, all right, by that rocket fuel. Okay. So Joel, the Lord gave him the vision to see it. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them. So, hey, if you look now, you can see it. It looks fruitful, plenty of green trees. I'm gonna lift it up to see if y'all can see a little better. It's not here. All the way around, you got nothing but green, right? Even though you got these nasty ass cities, America still has a lot of vegetation, right? So from the prophet Joel, when he saw the vision through the Spirit of the Lord, he saw. You look at America from a view from the sky, you're gonna see green. You're gonna see a lot of green. Okay. So America it is a beautiful land, but it's going to be destroyed, man. And the Lord is going to make new lands and new continents, new islands. Some islands will be swallowed up. New islands will form. The whole face of the earth is going to be changed. Okay. So it says again, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Man, so it's going to go from all this green that you see to a straight up desert wasteland. It's going to be just straight brown. It's sand. When you look at certain parts of Africa, like the Sahara Desert, from the sky, you can see there's no vegetation, very minimal vegetation. Okay, and America's going to be like that. Now we know that there's going to be creatures living here, so eventually certain vegetation probably will come back, but it's going to be desolate. All right, anything that's going to be, it's going to be like desert plant life, desert creatures. All right, anything that a desert has, that's what America's going to have, because it's going to be a desert. It's going to be desolate. All right, desolate. Let's get the word, matter of fact, in the Hebrew, what it says for desolate right there. But desolate basically means to be destroyed, to be to the point of being wasted, where there's nothing left. All right, yeah. Look, shama, shamama, shamama. Man, that's a heavy word. Devastation, waste, desolation. Woo. It says, man. It says devastation, figuratively astonishment. Wow, something like a shock and awe. The whole earth is gonna stand still. They had that movie, the day the earth stands still. That's gonna be the day when the Lord comes, man. Everybody's gonna have to stop and bow down. Okay. All right, like the elders and the brothers from, I forget who it was. I think it was one of the elders from the Toronto camp. One of my favorite classic videos from back in the day, a devil was coming out, and he was saying that he was basically repping the 666. He was straight up saying he worshipped Satan, which, hey, that's what he's made to be, the wicked. And the elder goes, "You will fucking bow down. You will fucking bow down." And that's exactly what's going to happen, baby. They're going to bow down, man. All these useless eaters, man. All these vain people that, America is used up. America's a used up whole, man. And it's reflected in the people that's here, man. All these women are whores, okay? 99.99999%. All right. The only ones that's preserved as virgins is for the elect men, you know. But the 99.9%, everywhere you go, you're gonna just find nothing but whores, man. Women, and the women, they're so susceptible to that wine. They're the number one supporters of the sodomite agenda. They're the number one. It's just a used up place, man. Everything here is played out. People are tired. Everybody's sick. Everybody's fucked up. It's just like, hey, what is there left? It's got to end. It's got to be destroyed, man. And we are blessed. You know, we are truly, truly blessed, man. Truly blessed to be able to declare these things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. This brother put a good precept. Yohanathan Bakwar 144K. Shalom, brother. Romans 13:11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. That's it. All right. So, hey, this is the time to wake up, man. And this is why the Lord set us up on these highways and hedges, to wake our people up and to post these videos online, so that way the end can be declared, man. But now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. See, so you know, now it's gonna come. Things are now is gonna really, really increase. We're in July. We know Fed now is getting ready to drop. CBDC, they already have the internet kill switch. Famine of the word, they're gonna take us off the highways and hedges. It's not gonna tarry, man. You know, even though it has, you know, it seems like it does, though it tarry, wait for it. It will surely come. Let's grab that real quick. We'll go back to Joel, the 2nd chapter. Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower. That's what we're doing. We're on our watch. We're upon that tower, telling our people that what? Like the precept the brother posted. It is high time to wake out of sleep. You know? It is high time to wake out of sleep, man. Heavy, man. It's heavy because it reminded me of something that happened with my seed. He was acting out, you know, I had to correct him, rebuke him, so on and so forth. And, you know, he wilded out, you know how children are, they had their little tantrums and shit. So then he wore himself out, you know, and it reminded me of how we rebelled against the Lord. And then what happened was he took a nap, you know, he went to sleep, and that reminded me of how the Lord put us to sleep. And then when he woke up, you know, he was still kind of confused, mad and confused. And I had to explain to him, like, what happened? Like, hey, man, you bucked up against me. So I had to, you know, I had to do what I had to do. And then when he realized, you know, he felt sorry. And that's exactly how the Lord dealt with us, man. That's exactly how Yahweh Hashem Yahushua dealt with us. You know, he put us to sleep. He took us away from our heritage for a while. You know, go take a nap. Go take your ass to sleep for a few, man. And when you wake up, when you come to, then we can talk. And that's how the Lord dealt with us. And then once we woke up to this truth, now we realize, oh, man, we've been way out of line. We need to get back in the Lord's good graces. Okay? But now is our salvation nearer than we believe. So here we are. You know, your redemption draweth nigh. It says, Habakkuk 2:1, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. You see? You know, we're putting up a complaint. We're getting reproved, you know? Like, it reminds me of Ezra. You know, he had his questions for the Lord. He had his, you know, he was confused about certain things. But Lord, why are we, you know, wouldn't it be better for us to not have even been for this to be our fate? But, you know, he didn't understand fully the visions that was given to him. So it was being broken down to him. And then over time, he began to understand more. And the same thing, look at us in the last days. Now we know even more than the prophets of old, man. All right. So it says, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. Okay, write the vision. So now it was written. It was put down in the scriptures, right? We have the books of the prophets. We have the Lord Yahweh Shai, his words. Okay, which Yahweh Shai, everything he was just basically essentially breaking down the Old Testament prophecies, man. So everything, so they'll talk about, oh, the New Testament, the Old Testament. It's the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, period, man. Because the Lord is quoting out of the book of Isaiah, out of different books of the prophets of old, man, and breaking it down. This prophecy is the fulfillment. I'm fulfilling this prophecy now. He's telling them. So you're talking about, oh, well, the New Testament, but that's a very low level mindset, because you don't, with a little bit of study, all you got to do is study a little bit, go into a couple commentaries and see, and just look at the references that the Lord is quoting old scriptures. You know? So that's showing you that those prophecies are not done away with. Okay, and a lot of those prophecies have yet to come to pass, like we were just reading Isaiah 13. That hasn't come to pass yet, and we're in the lead up to it. You know, so we could see it now, and we're prophesying of it, but it hasn't come to fruition, because that's the end credits, man. That's when this shit is done for. That's when the missiles hit. That hasn't happened yet. There's many prophecies of the end that has not been accomplished yet, but we see that we're very rapidly approaching it. So it says, Habakkuk 2 and Salakia. I'm gonna read the second verse again. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. So in the ancient times, you had a runner that would go and carry messages, right? So in essence, we are those runners carrying that message in the spirit. Okay. So it was written down, it was transcribed, right? It was put down on tables back then. Now we have the scriptures. Now it's in the digital form, which shows how far out the Lord is, man. It went from scrolls, you know, you had them on tablets to scrolls to what we have now. Okay. Now we just open up an app and we have the ancient scrolls of the scriptures readily available, man, which is sacred. That was highly coveted in the ancient times. Now, because it's been, you know, it's everywhere, people don't see the value of the Bible. But this is the most valuable text there is, man. And the knowledge of it, the knowledge of wisdom and understanding of it. Because what does the scriptures do for you if you don't have any understanding of it? It's just a book. It's just a paperweight collecting dust. All right. But the scriptures, it's a sword meant to be wielded by the elect. And the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has to be with those men in order to wield it, to understand it. All right. So that a runner, okay, write my answer plainly on table. So it was written down. It is really encoded, but it was made plain by the Lord waking us up. All right. It's straight up. It's the same message from the ancient times, but the Lord open our minds to be able to understand it now. The vision is for a future time. It describes the end. Woo, man. And it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. Yeah, because it will in a KJV, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. It's speaking. That means that it's coming to fruition. It's happening. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. You see? And that it's soul which is lifted up. That, when you lift it up, that means you're prideful. It's not upright though, okay? He's a crooked man. He's a crooked, Isaiah 27. And 1. It says, in that day, Yahweh with his sword and great and strong sword, woo, man, this is heavy, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Okay? But this is not actually talking about Leviathan, the sea monster. This is basically symbolic of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He is that crooked serpent, man. Okay? That's what he's likened unto. And that's why we need divine intervention, man. If Leviathan was right in front of you, you know, obviously you're gonna need the Lord to protect you, man. But we know Leviathan is gonna be on our side anyways. But just to drill the point, if you were going up against Leviathan and that's what Esau's compared to, hey, you need divine intervention for that battle. And that's exactly what we need. Okay, now back in where was I at? Oh yeah, Habakkuk. Habakkuk. The second chapter, we'll go to the 4th verse. Again, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. See? So we're living by our faith, the belief that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is with us. He's guiding our steps to get to the desired outcome, which is the kingdom, which is rulership, which is everlasting life, man. It says, yeah, well, that was it. That was it. I'm gonna go back to Isaiah 13. Well, actually, I still have some more in Joel, the 2nd chapter. So Joel 2 and 4, it says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. So they're compared to like war horses, man. You know, you have charioteers riding the horse. So that's what they were compared to. The missiles are compared to in this vision. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Yeah, they're leaping. You know, what horse do you know that's going to leap on the mountaintop? You know, clearly it's talking about something else. And this is where, you know, it's very amusing to read a lot of these so-called Bible scholars, you know, these Edomite scholars try to break it down, you know, because they're looking at it so carnally and they don't have the spirit of the Lord. So they can't really comprehend or gather, because again, if the spirit ain't there, the Lord, you know, he allowed them to get certain parts of the scriptures. Because certain times you go into their breakdowns, they're correct, but they don't have the whole thing, man. And that's what the Lord gave us, the whole thing. Like they can't tell you where Babylon the Great America is. Now, some of them might actually know because this word is going out more, you know, and a lot of them, hey, it could be Jakes if they really do know what's up. But they don't, you know, you ask them who are the Edomites, see stuff like that, which that's pivotal to understanding the Bible. You need to know who's the different nations, right? Knowing who the Israelites are and knowing who the Edomites are, that is pivotal to understanding the Bible and how it plays into what's happening in the world today. If you don't know that, you're not going to be able to understand the scriptures, man. All right. It says, Joel 2 and 5, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. So you're going to have all the missiles. Imagine just this whole skyline is filled up, and you just see them coming down like stars, man. Like the scriptures say, a fearful constellation, man. Man, dreadful, man, dreadful. So we call Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Lord's will. We're delivered in that day. Okay. Before their face, the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. Blackness, right? Let's see what the word there for blackness is. It says, pa'arawar, and it says glow, heat, meaning dubious, ruddy glow, brightness of face. Yeah, when you know they get red in the face, you know, especially Edomites, get extra red in the face, right? And that's what they're gonna see. Their faces, you know, in the cartoon or the anime where something bad is about to happen, you know, and their face gets red, just like that. It says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. Okay, so they're going to be able to overtake any missile defense systems, right? And they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. So they're all going to hit their desired target. Okay. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon a sword, okay. Hey, shalom. Shalom, shalom. All right. So they're going to all hit their desired target. They're not going to knock into each other. You know, a couple missiles get knocked out of the sky, giving Babylon some hope. It ain't going to be like that, man. Joel 2:8. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Okay. Again, the all of the defenses. Let me read it in the NLT. They never jostle each other. Each moves in exactly the right position. Right. So in the vision, all right. Joel didn't see missiles knocking into each other and falling out the sky. They was all going in the same on that path to judgment. All right, to their final destination. To melt these people, man. Okay, it says, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. Yeah, the windows on high, which is talking about that coming from the heavens. Okay. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Man, yeah. So that when the missiles hit, you know, the smoke the smoke from the missiles is going to block out the sun, block out the stars, block out the moon. And Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong to execute his word. The day of the Lord is great and very terrible. Who can abide it? Right. In other words, when this happens, who's going to possibly make it out? You know, who's going to possibly make it out? If you hear on American soil, when the missiles hit, you're done for. You know, the only ones that'll make it are the elect. They're going to be taken up out of here. We're going to be taken up. Lord's will, we are part of that. We're going to be taken up in the chariots, man. All right. This brother put a good precept. Rachab Mayam. All right. Burn her with fire. Ba. Ezekiel 38:11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Yeah, America, these cities, they don't have any protection. You know, an invading army can come into New York City right now. Who's going to do shit? And yeah, they'll have the National Guard and shit, but there's no like actual wall of protection. You can have anybody get up in the city, man. It's not hard. That goes for all these American cities, man. They're not protected. It's like this horror is just out there ready to be slutted out some more, man. And the missiles going to do what they do, man. All right. Brother put another one. Oh, and it also mentions that dwell safely, right? So they're at peace. They're thinking that they're good. Before I grab that other precept the brother posted, Isaiah 47, right? What does it say? I'm gonna get straight to the point. Isaiah 47:7. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever. Now the first verse, I'm gonna read the first verse, then I'm gonna go to the second. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Again, daughter of Babylon, Esau, Edom, America. Okay. The white man's world, the white man's heaven. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Yeah, in other words, you're not going to be in the position of sitting on the throne. You're going to be taken out of rulership. Okay? America was the darling of the world. You know, everybody come here and get rich, good times, da da da. That shit is over with, man. And now it's being exposed for what the sinister nature of America in reality, man. You know, the seventh verse. And now sayest, I shall be a lady forever. So that's talking about America. The mindset of the everyday American is that they're going to be protected. They're going to be in this lofty position, right? And that's like, think about your average American whore out here, man. They don't ever think that there's going to come a time where they're going to be without food, without water. Jacob's trouble coming, where there's going to be troops coming and raping and pillaging whole areas, whole cities. You know, they don't consider that. Why? Because they're dwelling carelessly. Now, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Yeah, they didn't reflect on the consequence of their actions of enslaving the Lord's people, of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites. You didn't consider how that was going to play into what's going to happen to you in the future. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures. Look at this. Look at what it says in the NLT. Listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom. Come on, man. Where else can that possibly be? A pleasure-loving kingdom. Where else is that? That's talking about America, man. Everybody here is about pleasure, vacation, going out and turning up, but really everybody's miserable. Everybody here is miserable, man. But it's a facade. Pleasure, you know, sex sells, and lust-driven lifestyles, and everything. It's all about how I feel. It makes me feel. I feel like my feelings are this. Hey, nobody gives a fuck no more about America's goddamn feelings, man. The hell with this place, man. Hey, we're gonna praise the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai as this place continues to decline, man. All right, as this place continues to go into the goddamn dirt where it belongs, man. Okay, may Yahweh Bashem Yahushai put Babylon in a coffin, man. All right. Therefore, hear now this. Matter of fact, a coffin is too much for you, too kind to you. You know, you're just going to be melted, sit, cremated. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Well, in the NLT, it says, well, both these things will come upon you in a moment, widowhood and the loss of your children. And that basically represents just straight up calamity, disaster. Yes, these calamities will come upon you despite all your witchcraft and magic. You see? A multitude of thy sorceries. Look what is Babylon in Revelation 18 known for? For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And that word for sorcery is pharmakia. What's the most drug addicted, pill addicted, jabbed out, chemically fucked, biochemically annihilated people is the American people. And because of that, the whole world has been defiled. All the nations have drank of that wine, and they are all defiled. Chemical dependency, you know, people on pills, I'm on mood stabilizers. Kind of fucked up kingdom is that, man? You got to be on a mood stabilizer. You see, the Lord did not make man to be on a mood stabilizer. I got to take something so that my mood can be stable. What the fuck is that? That's one of the many reasons why this place is going to be burnt with missiles, man. Thermonuclear fire is going to burn real hot, man. It's going to burn hotter than the sun. Okay? So that was it on that. His brother, same brother put Jeremiah 50:9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. Right, Russia. Okay, and the nations that are allied to Russia, they're going to send them missiles. And they shall set themselves in array against her, right? From thence she shall be taken, their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. So that means they're all going to accomplish what they were meant to do, which is to destroy this place. Hey, man, since the Cold War, the Russians, there's a video, you could look it up online. They might have taken it down, but there's a choir And the Russians, they're cruel, man. Those Edomites over there, they are cruel, man. They come from a cold, that's a cold ass climate, so it makes sense. Cruel, man. And we're gonna get in Isaiah 13 as well, Lord's will. Okay. They have a choir of Russians singing about America burning with thermonuclear fire, man. But we're the crazy ones, right? Okay, we'll see what happens. And the Lord is he's not with Russia, he's using you for that judgment. Yep. Zephaniah 2:15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none else beside me. How has she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Everyone that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand. There it is. So the beast is it's talking about desert creatures that's going to dwell here once the judgment comes. This brother, same brother put Revelation 18:7, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. Again, tied it in with America and that luxurious, that pompous, that decadent lifestyle, man. That decadent lifestyle that they live, man. Okay? So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I said a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Again, the American mindset. They don't believe that they're going to be taken down. They don't believe that there's going to come a time where this is going to come to naught. It's just going to be America fucking shit up, bombing countries, poisoning everything, poisoning the environment, and you just get to turn up and come out here to the Hamptons, man. That ain't going to be it, man. It's going to end soon, man. And the 10 horns, Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. There it is. The 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. It's just talking about the EU nations, right? What are they going to do? They're turning on America. That's why France already had a little sliding off, stepping out on America, basically. Going to fuck with the BRICS nations. What y'all got going on here, man? Let me find out. So they went to the meeting, and they probably like what they're hearing, man. You could already see, man. They're not going to put it on the front page news that the EU is against America. Duh. But that doesn't mean it ain't happening behind closed doors. That's exactly what's happening, man. Because they're tired of America's shit. Really, they're tired of Amalek, man. You see, the small hats, they run America and the state of Israel. So the brain of America is really the state of Israel. Okay? Those small hats over there, that's in our land. Let's grab Ezekiel. Ezekiel 36:5, it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen. Yeah, the Lord is jealous and angry at the nations because you have caused his woman to err. And you took his woman as a captive, which is his woman is the nation of Israel. It says, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. See? They took their land and they did it joyfully, man. He's dancing around, living it up, sodomite parades. There's going to be an answer for that soon, man. Okay? So I'll read Revelation 17:16 again. It says, and the 10 horns, the EU nations, right, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So that's talking about the EU turning against America and firing those missiles. So not only is Russia going to be firing the missiles, the EU is going to be firing the missiles. Okay? Iran, if they're gonna have missiles, if they most likely have them already. They're going to have them if they don't already have them. All right, China, all these nations are going to team up on America because it's becoming more and more apparent that America is the goddamn problem. Okay. Yep. That's another good one. Yeah, his brother posted Isaiah 13. Beautiful. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to Isaiah 13. And those are some great scriptures too. I'm gonna read this one. And I'm gonna go back to Isaiah 13 and wrap that up. But it's Revelation 13:2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. The leopard represents Alexander the Great, the Greeks, the Greek Empire, right, which is the start of Edomite dominion. And his feet were as the feet of a bear. At the end of it, all right, a feet is the end of something. All right, your head is the beginning and your feet is the end. When you look at the body, the way that the electric impulse of the body is, the positive charge is all up in here, right? And the most negative is in your fingertips and your toes. See? It says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. The feet represents Russia, which is the end of your kingdom. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat. Okay? The mouth as the mouth of a lion, all right, going into the military might and also Great Britain. Okay, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. That's talking about the ancient Roman Empire coming back now. Okay, so now let's go to Isaiah 13 and wrap it up. All right, Isaiah 13:6. Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. So that's that terrible day. They're gonna be crying out, hollering for their lives, man. Therefore shall all hands be faint, petrified. And the NLT it says paralyzed with fear. Sheesh. And every man's heart shall melt with dealing with the mind. Okay. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flame. I mean, they're going to be looking around to see who, like that's a natural reaction. When you're in danger, who can help me? And they're going to be looking at each other and seeing the same deranged, terrified face, which is only going to further their own fear. It's going to multiply and exponentially increase the panic. Because that's what happened. When they talk about a panic, it's a few people start wilding out and that infects other people. And then before you know it, everybody's panicking and they're seeing what's going on. And the missiles is on their way down. And you still stuck here, planted on the ground, man. The water Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is a deliverance written for the elect, man. All right, it says, Isaiah 13:9, behold, the day of the Lord cometh full both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Yep, the land will be made desolate. Okay, so the land is going to be, again, destroyed by the missiles. America, Babylon the Great. For the stars of heaven and the constellations shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. So the knowledge and wisdom of this place is going to be removed. All right, which you can see it now, the clumsy ass moves that they're making. Okay, that's another good precept. Joel 3:2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's judgment, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. There it is. They have scattered among the nations. All right. So Israel is scattered into all the different nations because of persecution by the heathen nation. All right. But the valley of Yahweh is talking about the Middle East, the Levant region, where those devils there are living and inhabiting our land. It says, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened and is going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. So symbolically, their knowledge and wisdom being taken away. And physically, when the missiles hit, the whole sky is going to be turned black. It says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. So the Lord is speaking through Isaiah saying that he's going to cause, he said, I, Yahweh, will punish the world for its evil. I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Okay. And who's the terrible? Who's the ones that oppressed us? In Psalm 72, what does it say that Yahweh Shai is coming back to do? Which we know it says Solomon, but it's really talking about Yahweh Shai, the Lord, man. Because we know that that's the same spirit, the same man coming back in the different incarnation. Psalm 72:4, he shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy and shall break in pieces the oppressor. The oppressors Esau Edom. So he's going to break them in pieces. That's a prophecy of Solomon, but Solomon ruled during a time of peace. So who could that be talking about? These are questions that the everyday Christian cannot answer, man. Isaiah 13:12, it says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. See, a godly man, a real man is going to be so rare and so special and so precious, and it's compared to the finest of gold, man. And that's talking about the elect of the nation of Israel. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yahweh of hosts and in the day of his fierce anger. Yeah, so that's talking about this kingdom getting shook by the missile. And it shall be as the chase roe. Yeah, so you're going to be a prey, man. When a chase roe, a deer running away, deers be running when they're in danger. Okay, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. So they're going to try to go back to their own land. Elam is going to try to go back to India, Pakistan, Iran, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So yeah, if you join to America, if you with this place, you're going to be cut down. You're going to be destroyed when it goes up in flames. Okay. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Let's read it in the NLT. Says y'all got a problem, but this is when does the Christian pastor go into this, man? Because we're living in a world where certain words, buzzwords, trigger words, you say a word, oh, everybody's up in arms. Wait a minute, doesn't this actually happen though? We're just speaking about a phenomenon that happens. Women do get raped. Okay? People get murdered. So we should just not ever speak on it. The scriptures speak on it, man. And we're going to speak on it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, because all we could do is speak what is written. So look what it says. Their little children will be dashed to death before their eyes. Their homes will be sacked and their wives will be raped. That's what's leading up to this great and dreadful day. That's what you have waiting for you, America, Babylon the Great. Okay? Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. You can't buy them out. When the time comes and they're ready and the Lord puts that spirit on them, hey, it's going down. There's nothing you could do. There's no reasoning. All right, come on, man. Listen. We're going to do this, man. We got this. We'll give you this type of a trade set up. We're going to hook you up with it. No, there's nothing you can say or do, because it's the spirit of the Lord upon them to do it. And that'll be it. Brothers, put Isaiah 62:6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silence. And that's exactly what we're doing. The watchman. We just read about Habakkuk, the second chapter. I will sit upon my watch. That's what we're doing. So we're the ones that are set up to continuously watch for what's happening. So like if you hear me coughing, it's this fucking smog, man. It's haze. You know, but we got to do what we got to do, man. You can still see how smoky it is out here, man. It's crazy, man. I need to drink some water, but you know, I'm almost done, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But the Medes are talking about the Russians, and the Russians are going to be used by the Lord as a weapon with those weapons of his indignation that he gave them in order to destroy America. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Again, those Russians are ruthless. They're not going to care about all the children and the men, women, and children, or elderly that's going to die. You know, they're just going to do it because that's the Lord's will. The Lord ain't going to care. We don't care because you have oppressed the Lord's people and y'all are with the bullshit. Okay? Y'all are enemies of rights. If you want to see America go on another year, if you want to see America go on another day, you're an enemy of righteousness. Straight up. You're an enemy. Yahweh Hashem Yah Shah Barakatah to the brother Sham Yah. Shalom, Mak. Isaiah 13:18, it says, I read that. Let's go to 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, so that all your pride is going to be brought to naught, just like Sodom and Gomorrah was wiped out, man. It's just clearly, if you can't tell that this is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, man, every day people off the street, you have conversations with them, they say, yeah, this is like Sodom and Gomorrah, man. I can't believe this shit that's happening now. When it comes to children being turned out, they want your children. This is a sick place, man. And hey, if you want this place to continue, or let's say you're apathetic about it, you don't have an opinion either way, then basically you're being an enabler of the wickedness. So you're going to go down with the ship as well. All right. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. All right, so hey, there's gonna be no more chicken and rice cards. The heathen won't be able to set up and make their little money out here. That's it. When the time comes and the Lord, when the final gavel is slammed down, which really it was slammed down when Yahweh Shai came upon the earth 2,000 years ago. But the fulfillment of it is going to come now when the Lord returns. You know, what did the Lord say? Like his word would be the ones to judge them in the last day. Let me see if I can get it. Yep. John 12:48. He that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words, and the only way you're going to hear his words broken down properly is through his service to prophets. It says, he that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words have one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. See, so if you reject it, then this word according to what is written, according to what the Lord said 2,000 years ago, and according to what's being spoken by his servants, the prophets, his words coming out through his servants, that if you reject it, then that means according to that, you're going to be destroyed. Okay? You reject the Lord, you're going to be destroyed, man. Okay? Wrapping up in Isaiah 13 and verse 20, it says, or 21, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. Again, we read that before. The desert creatures are going to be inhabiting America when after all the destruction, after the dust settles. Okay, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. All of these are different desert creatures, all right? And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So this is where we at. Her time is near to come, the time of her judgment. Woo! Yeah, I gotta read it in the NLT, man. The NLT be hitting hard, man. That and the GNT, man. But in the NLT, I'm gonna read this last verse and close it out. Isaiah 13 and 22 in the NLT. Hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious palaces. Babylon's days are numbered. Its time of destruction will soon arrive. Hey, Lord's will is this year, man. Lord's will is very soon. You know, I actually, this brother got a couple more. I'll read a couple that the brother posted. Rachab Mayum, burn her with fire. Bob put Isaiah 19 and 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud. And that swift cloud is chariot that he's coming upon. Because regular clouds, you can see clouds, even though you could barely see the clouds through the haze, you know, the clouds, they don't move fast, man. They slowly just float through the sky, right? Yahweh Shai is coming on a swift cloud, man. Okay? You can move at past light. Light speed is nothing to them. All right? And shall come into Egypt, which is America, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. We just read about their faces will gather blackness, their hearts will melt. Hey, man, the scriptures reiterate basically the same thing, but it's different ways and different perspectives from the different prophets that the Lord set up. It is essentially the same thing. Different metaphors, different comparisons, right? Different similitudes. Let's all talk about the same thing, the same event, which is the Lord's return, Yahweh Shai's return and the destruction of America and the destruction of this power system as a whole. All right, the idols of Egypt, man. So you got the actual idols that these people worship, and they worship the celebrities too. They're gonna be moved at his presence. Okay, and his presence is felt already now because his presence, the presence of the Lord, is manifested through his service, the prophets. See, that's why Elijah was grateful. You know, he was concerned, but the Lord comforted him by saying that there's 7,000 that would not bow the knee to Baal, man. And that's a complete number. 7,000 does not have to be exactly 7,000, but there is a remnant, complete remnant that's set up. Okay. Malachi 4 and 1, it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. That's talking about when the missiles hit, burn as an oven, man. And them ancient ovens was way hotter than the little gas oven we got nowadays, man. Okay, it says, and it's like it shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. There it is. Okay, the root dealing with the ancient, the branch dealing with the youth. So you all gonna get got, man, when that day comes. You know, all the proud and all that do wickedly. Esau, Edom, wicked of our people, you're gonna be stubble in that day. You're gonna be fuel for the fire, man. Isaiah the 9th chapter goes into that. This shall be fought with burning and fuel of fire. So that's what's coming up quickly. Things are gonna continue to speed up. So you out there at the house of faith, as well as myself, I'm exhorting to continue on in this faith and continue to praise the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So hey, with that, call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kadash. Hey, shalom, Barak and to the hopeful elect. The Lord's will, I catch up on the next one. All right, shalom.